Hi guys, it's Tony for eModels.co.uk. Welcome to part 7 of the fluffed it Tamiya 1/12 scale Yamaha YZR M1'09 build. Fluffed it. I knew I'd fluff it one day. Anywho, so in this episode we will be looking at pin washing the engine to make it look all lovely and a little bit grubby in detail. It's not really grubby, it's just picking out a few shadows here and there, especially in that cog flywheely type thing. So I'll not keep you too long because I really need a loo, to be honest. So I'm going to go off and do that. You watch episode 7 and then we'll come back and have a chat at the end of it. Okay, so now for this flywheel. I'm going to go in with the X32. This is another of my favourite colours. It's beautiful. He's back already. Really? It's funny, he spends a good hour in the back garden checking the oil, checking the chain, checking this, checking that, revving its nuts off, and he literally goes out for 20 minutes and then comes back and spends another hour in the back garden doing the same thing, just revving the... It's a bizarre lad. Right then, so just going to grab all these details here. Gorgeous colour. And again, I'm not too sure that's going to turn out well on camera. Metallics don't tend to show up well, especially if you're working in several shades that are very close to each other. I'm concentrating again. Again, until I actually edit this, I don't know how well it's going to turn out. But there's a tiny circle that goes all the way around that. It's going to go in black. And then we need to grab this piece here as well. Was that it? Goody, that was it. But we can also use that shade now on the chain itself whilst we've got the paints out. We'll need the chain soon. Where's that come? So it's actually on the big sprocket cog. Sprocket. Sprocket? Ooh! My words are confused. Just like so. I'm not worried too much about going inside the cog itself, because that's actually going to attach to the wheel. As long as we get all the spokey things. The cogs themselves. And again, I'm not going to worry too much about that central hub. That's the part that attaches to the wheel on the face I've just done. Attaches to the chassis swing arm thing. So So that's that. I'm not too sure, like I say, until I edit this, how that's going to turn out. Is there anything else that needs that? Yeah, there's a few other bits and bobs. That needs it. Where have you gone? I'm just going to grab the suspension cylinder as well while we're here. I'm beginning to think I should have sprayed this in the titanium rather than brush paint it. So I might end up having to do that anyway. Yeah, I think I will. Oops. Yeah. So yeah, I'll spray paint that at some point. So that's going on a little bit snotty. Oops. Once I've got it, it's not actually calling out for it in the instructions. I'm just going to do some more details on this part, where the manifold is. Let's grab some of these tubes. Again, it's just to distract the eye from solid lumps. Which sentence is Tony? Solid lumps of metallics. Anything else I can catch? Yeah, why not? Let's do that one. There's a little cover here. That'll be some kind of gaskety thing. So grab that as well. Nicely. Let's grab that, and then we need X13. What's X13? X13 is metallic blue. Ooh. I've used metallic blue for a while. Metallic blue. I've not used metallic blue for years. I thought I had this in my stash, to be honest. So this is X13 metallic blue, and we're going to use it for the smallest nut and bolt in the world. Just here. Ooh, that's driving me cross-eyed. This is with my glasses on. Beautiful. So that's small, I don't think we can even pick it up on camera. There he is. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now I need gunmetal for the rocker cover itself. Gunmetal. Gunmetal, there's a gunmetal. And then using X10 gunmetal, we're just going to grab this rocker cover at the top. Shift the paints because we're concentrating on that with the focus more than anything. I'll get this little square when things are in shot even. If I set that now, I've got a tracking square here to tell me that that's in focus on the screen that I'm looking at ETH from. It's quite distracting. Just going grab this edge along here like so, and then fill in. Right, so you can actually paint all these whilst you're building and things like that, but when you start gluing, like with this rocker cover now, you start gluing it to the body of the engine, you'll find that there's like a seam line of glue opens up, and the colours that you just worked on suddenly disappear. It becomes very, very obvious then where your glue line is. So all the hard work you just done is then gone to waste. It's going a little bit gloopy, so I'm just going to add some X28 to that, just to reactivate it, like so. There we go. That'll do us. So it's just another layer now of interest. There's actually a little guard thing there. Oh well. I know. Yeah, he's broke the alarm on his bike again. Little guard just here that I'm going to work on. Just add a little bit more distraction to the engine itself. So again, it's not called out for, it's just a little something extra. And this fill cap here should go in black, but I'll grab it with a gunmetal whilst I'm here. Like so. And this cap here should go black as well. I'm just going to grab that with gunmetal. So that to me looks like an alternator. My experience with alternators is, yes, they are painted black, but it's more of a metal black than anything else. So I'll grab it like that with gunmetal. Okay, I'm just going to grab some XF85 rubber black, like so, and we're going to catch this breather pipe thing. Yeah, I know. Haven't a clue what it's called in real life. It looks like a breather pipe. Probably isn't. Never mind. There we go. Grab the oil filter. I recognise an oil filter. Again, it's calling for this in X18, I think it was. Semi-gloss black. But we're going to be adding gloss varnish to this again, anyway. So that'll take care of the shine. Ready for the washes. So that's that. I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done. So we're ready for varnish and decals and washes. Awesome. There we go. One engine done. If you look really carefully, if my camera can pick that up, those decals are tiny and ridiculously small, and were a right pain because they were slightly too wide for the black disc thing. But also, one's gone on back to front, one's gone on upside down, and one's gone on mirrored. I don't know why. They all came off exactly the same, they've all gone down exactly the same, but all of a sudden I've got three decals that are supposed to be the same, and they aren't. They're all completely pointing the wrong way and things like that, which is great. So, once that was done, I've given it another gloss varnish with the clay, just to seal the bin and get them down and things like that. So this has been, what, 2 hours after laying the decals down, so everything's dry now. Everything's nice and shiny and glossy. So what we're going to do now is a quick pin wash with some Meg Long Starship Filth. Now at the moment there is a global shortage of this stuff, which I blame two people for. Myself and the incredibly talented Mr. Fox, because we both started using this in our videos and all of a sudden, boom, the internet exploded and everybody started buying it. So it's our fault. It's his fault for getting me hooked in the first place, but then it's my fault for spreading the news. That was probably a bit too much, to be honest. Normally what we would do in our real life scientific sci-fi builds, is we'd get that on a big brush and then just slather it all over the place. It's all nice and shiny, as you can see, because I've got the gloss coat on. And then, be brave, straight in. But that's for heavy weathering, which will fill in all the panel lines on this, which will do the pin wash side of things. And the panel line wash, same thing. But what it also does, it discolours the metal or the paint that you put it over, so it filters at the same time. And I don't want that. I just want the pin wash only. So just adding some odorless thinners from off camera, which is the AK Interactive odorless thinners. There we go, which is available from eModels. Now, like I said, there's a global shortage of Starship Filth at the moment. Even Meg's own website doesn't have it at the moment. It's crazy. You can't get it for love nor money anywhere. Eventually, I think I read somewhere that he's got a special order in at the moment, Mr. Meg, just to meet the demand that's on at the moment. So just giving this a mix around with a cocking tail stick, and I'm going to get a big brush now just to make sure, which is my gunk washing brush. So it's a brilliant technique for weathering, but it's a little bit too involved for what we need here. Just give that a good old mix. And then using a brush that we we set aside for this kind of work. If you can, keep your oil and enamel brushes that go into odorless thinners away from your acrylic brushes, the ones that you use for acrylic painting, because the two paints, odorless and acrylic, enamels or oils and acrylics, they don't like each other, so try and keep your brushes separate if you can. So have it, splash it all over. I've made that up now. What we're going to do is just pull everything along that bit. Should load some out of the brush. I know it used to be quite runny, but not to the point where you're losing the flavour of the paint. Just going to drop that in the corners. Needs to be a little bit runny of that. There we go. Just drop it in the corners and then capillary action zips it off and all over the place. It's just going to hide in the recesses. It's just going to add a little bit of definition, a little bit of shadow to what we're doing. And if we get a spillage like we've got there, just come in with a Q-tip, cotton bud, cotton swab, whatever it's called in your part of the world, and just take the excess away. And we just could basically go around picking out shadows. Just not quite thin enough, that. There we go, that's better. So I just added a bit more thinness to it, just to help it along. You know, if we touch in the panels, hopefully, put this up, should be able to zip it, see it zip off along that panel line there. See if I can get you on that one. Okay, move the piece to suit you. Don't dislocate your wrist trying to get this in. That was a good one. Don't know if that turned out on camera. That just went zip right the way up. That was awesome, that one. I'm literally just touching. It's not brush stroke, literally just dipping. Ooh, that was a good one. As you can see, it's really runny. You can do this with black oil paint, it's just that I've got this knocking about. For me, black is a bit too stark. This is more of a really dark grey. And for me it looks a little bit more natural than black does. I think I've mentioned this in an earlier video. There's no such thing as a true black. It just looks wrong, especially in scale. pop some in these little dark corners too, just to emphasise them. That was a good one. Because we're using thinners, normally if you do a gunk wash in the way that I do them on my normal builds, it takes about 4 days for the oil to dry. With these thinners heavily diluting the oil, it should be dry overnight, I'm hoping. Let's do some running nuts and bolts as well. So this is all about illusion more than anything. It's just tricking your eye into thinking there's something there when it's not. Not too sure if the camera can pick that up. Well, the detail in that, the cogs of that flywheel now, are absolutely awesome. It's a shame most of that's going to be hidden by the guard that's going to go over the top. If I remember rightly, it's the guard that I asked you to remind me of in episode 1. The one that I was scared I was going to forget. So far I've remembered. There we go, I got you. Okay, so it's just nipping around now. Filling in some of these low spots. Most of this will be hidden by the exhaust and the radiator anyway, you're not even going to see it. But I know it's there. Okay, that'll probably do it. Just grab some of these top bits now on this rocker cover. we go, done. Oh, oh, hang on, missed some. Now we're done, he says. Right, stop faffing. Put it to one side now, let that dry. Now if we come back for the chain, do the same thing here. Just rounding up some bolts. Just to add a bit of detail. And hopefully you can see straight away that adds depth that wasn't even there a minute ago. There we go. Just work the excess away. Lovely, job's a good one. So we've now got a depth to the wee cogs. Just going across the top of those. I just darken them down a little bit, but I can come back with quick dry brushing of, I think it was titanium that we need for the face of these. Like I said, we've now got a depth that wasn't there before. So that's that. There we go. Oh yeah, I like that. I do like that. So we're ready to start putting all that back together again. We got the chassis built up. It's a silly game, this. It is. It's a silly game. I thought I was recording that and I missed it. And sorry, but the little vinyl hose thing that they gave us. Oh, fireworks. Still, really? Ugh. Well, the joys of living on a council estate. Anywho. I've cut the vinyl hose down to length. I've labelled them up purely because there's 3 pieces on the engine alone, and I know what I'm like. I'll forget which goes where. So there's 2 that are labelled A. Just be very careful, very gently. They do go. Just be careful you don't snap the tabs off. Okay, so 2 labelled A, which were 72mm long, or 7.2 centimetres, or I don't know what that is in inches, to be honest. And B, which is 8 centimetres long, goes onto that one there. There you go, just be gentle, take your time with it. And then we have 3 vinyl hoses. Lovely. So, need the turbo thing that isn't a turbo. I have no idea what this is, you know. Which goes in there. Do be quiet, I'm filming. Good lord. Where's my glue? Where's my glue gone? Where'd you go? There you are. So I'm just going to run a dot of paint just at the back there underneath where we're not going to be seen, like so. And again underneath. Hello? Oh, there you are. Where it won't be seen. Lovely. I'll give that a couple of seconds to go off. And then we've got the frame. The frame. What's going on with this lighting at all? How's that? Is that better? Seems to be. So we've got the decals on top there now. I'll seal those in again with the clear gloss varnish. And I've gone down beautifully. I really have. The cartograph decals, which I've only ever used a couple of times. I think it was 3 other cars that I've built. And they are absolutely superb. The detail in them is immaculate. There's hardly any blurring at all. You look at something like an Airfix or a Revel kit, and you look at the decals, they're a little bit blurry because they layer the paint on the decal themselves over a couple of different times. Like a printing process, you put your yellows down, then you put your blues down, then you put your reds down. They tend to be a little bit wonky and blurry. These things are absolutely immaculate. Gorgeous. They really are. So we're taking the engine and pop these 2 vinyl hoses labelled A through the middle, and then the one labelled B stays on the outside, like so. He says. Oh, it's on the outside. And then we'll line all these holes up, and then we need 4 of the tiniest screws in the world to hold all this into place. He says. Come on, line up. Oh, do behave. Okay, so taking the screw, which isn't easy in these gloves, I'll be honest. Just wet the end of your finger, drop it on the end of the screw, and then it should hold the screw in place long enough for you to line it up. Now with the second worst screwdriver I've ever used in my entire life, I'm just going to whip that in like so, and flip it over and repeat the process. So at the end of the finger, just hold it long enough to line up. Oops. Like so. Ooh. I keep saying to myself, I'll buy myself some proper jewellers screwdrivers, the really, really tiny ones. I'll buy some proper ones, not the cheap nasty ones you see on the markets. You pick up for a couple of quid. All the ones you see on the auction websites. Some proper ones. Cost an arm and a leg. So when I do silly things like this, and I'm trying to put in ridiculously tiny screws, I'll be able to do the job properly. Haha, there we go, one engine. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So in the instructions it now calls out for the headstock to be put into place, but I'm actually going to jump ahead a couple of steps because we've already got the swing arm ready. Because I have to do some more detail painting now on the headstock itself, which is this part here. So I'm going to leave the handlebar grips off completely for the time being. I'll do them last. I have to do some detail painting on the heads of the suspension springs themselves, suspension arms even. So I'll take care of that in a second or two. But in the meantime, I'm going to get the rear swing arm bits together. I've got some detail painting to do on that one as well. That's the rear brake, I think. Yeah, the rear brake. So I've got some detail painting to do there, and I need to spray the two wheels ready for water assembly. So there we go. And this is the stage we're at now, where we've got the engine inside the chassis itself, as you can see. What we've done is we've built the rear end up completely. So join me for part 8 when I'll talk you through all this section too. Bob along to see my mates at eModels. They've just got back from the Telford show, where they've had a great time by the look of it, and they've seen loads of cool things, and next year I am definitely going, really am going. So I'm off to join IPMS now apparently, and I'll see you in part 8. Take care guys.